Back to the Topic, a podcast with Constantine Elijah,
Karen Turner,
Gabriel Andreu.
My lover. You vowed you would kill him. And you did.
I like the use of collage within the film and within the paintings, but how do you...
Oh, yeah.
This, I love this. I'm going to buy this.
No, I can see now. Yeah, sorry.
I've bought it. I love it. Yeah.
You bought it. That's not good promotion for the gallery.
It's
You
not
bought
good,
it
yeah, I
already.
bought it
So
already.
the gallery already has bought one of the paintings
I have
of
already
the
bought one of
artist.
that. Yeah, but that, not being funny, artists buy art. We had that conversation yesterday about, I have a friend who's a painter, and Emma, she's just graduated 2 years ago, Emma and Eliza, whose show it is. And they graduated 2 years ago from Chelsea. And Emma's work has always been... Eliza worked on film quite a lot, definitely throughout her third year, and was making a lot of stuff around fertility and food, using food, because I think it's feeding... She feeds us in the wagon every Sunday.
Exactly. And well, she told me, she did a film and performance, was the fine art degree. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it was interesting because she directed it. She didn't perform in it. She got other two people to perform in it. And it was, it was really, really lovely.
Look, they passed the eggs. We're watching the video now. Ooh. Ooh. It's kind of disgusting, sexy.
It is disgusting and sexy at the same time.
Yeah, this is the same.
It's something, what is
syrup,
it?
No?
Eggs and syrup
Eggs
now.
and syrup.
And he's going to that sort of Georgian theme of food and tables.
And hairy arms of men.
Hairy men's
it's
arms.
hairy men arms. Yeah. They're Italian? No. And then Asian.
That's a huge fucking restaurant. Oh my God.
Wow. Ooh, nice food.
It's interesting. You look at food, you can understand that idea of food and repulsion.
This is Marcello Mastroianni's. I don't know which film is this one. It could be really nice to have all the films. But as we say, it's possible that we cannot say which films we are
not
watching.
watch it, yes. Is this legal? That's something you spoke about, and we've spoken a lot about photography. It's something that I've learned from you over this last few years of us getting together.
Copyright.
Is copyright, because I just think, I've used music on some of my videos I've made, and obviously I'm only showing them locally. And there was one time I used some music and I got in touch with a band. They were a band that played in Deptford 20 years ago. And I got hold of one of their little sort of bootleg CDs. And I just sort of asked permission. But yeah, there's a whole rigmarole of, if you're going to exhibit certain work, you have to get permissions for this.
Yeah, yesterday I did this workshop on archive films, mostly it was. And then you have like kind of several websites, or in YouTube too, you can find things that is Creative Commons, so then it's for free in a way that everyone can use it. But feature films, they are really difficult.
So it'd be interesting to speak to Eliza when she comes tomorrow, because I've never sort of asked her about, but I'm sure they must teach you that in uni if you're a filmmaker.
Come on, they did That was good. What? They teach you
So
that
did
in
they
uni?
not? Do they don't teach you about that shit in uni? Not even on MA?
No, even on MA. When I did my MA, I did an installation called Education Corner.
Yeah.
And it's a table, a children table.
We're going to turn
chair.
should we just turn the sound off? Don't they teach you about copyright and that sort of...
Not really. I think that they teach you only a bit. I mean, I did this film. Well, it was an installation, as they say. It was a children's table and a children's chair in a corner, and then was a TV, a small TV, and in the TV was a video of 6 minutes of films and a TV series of men crying.
Okay.
I just have shown it in the university.
I remember this film.
The film is on my website.
Yeah.
One day I will be in charge or whatever. But it was shown in the Visions that is in the Nunnery Gallery. So it's an open call, and they showed the video in in that exhibition screening, but in that time, because that was 2016. But I cannot use it really. I cannot show it in a commercial environment. At least I ask for the permission.
Okay, I'll have to ask Eliza that. But, don't let that put you off. The film's great, and I'm sure it's all found footage. After she graduated, she done a residency in the ladies' film that dealt with a lot of feminist film and stuff like that. So I'm sure if she didn't learn it at uni, she learned it there. Because it was an archive of film where people come and use it.
Exactly, and it depends of the environment that you're going to use it. This is not a profit environment.
We're not for profit
exactly,
environment.
It's fine. I mean, they put it in the Nunnery Gallery, and it wasn't profit. And for example, the workshop that I did yesterday, these artists, he paid in Bristol, in BFI, and in archives, and only for 7 minutes of footage, she paid nearly £2,000. And not all of them can use it forever. No, it's only for, some of them is for 2 years, some of them is for 10 years. But that means in 2 years' time, she has to ask again.
And ask permission each time, right?
Permission and payment.
So it sort of must work the same as, for here, we've been in Cave 7 years now. And after we've been here 3 years, and it wasn't always a gallery, but we've always had music playing and played CDs and played music. And I got a bill from the POS and the PPL going, you got to pay your radio or your CDs. And I was like on the phone to him going, but I paid for the fucking CDs, the CD. But no, you got to pay. So it costs Cave over £300 a year just to have
the music
playing. So it makes sense. But that it sort of feeds into Emma, who has, Emma and Eliza, they studied together and they've collaborated together. And Emma's work, so they're young emerging artists on the London scene, sort of trying to make their way, and struggled this last sort of 18 months since they've graduated because of COVID. So this is their first, and I sort of put it on them. I asked Eliza sort of 4 weeks ago, do you and Emma want the first space? So I sort of put the pressure on them to make work, and they both sort of said, when you're at uni, you think about it, really well-researched project. And they played around with some ideas 18 months ago, and, and then before lockdown, and I just sort of gave them 5 weeks. Do you get what I mean? It's like, do you want the space? This is the weekend that's free. And Emma doesn't paint. She's not a painter. She's a bit like me. Her practice is quite relational. She deals with objects and objects within space. Just after she graduated, she got her own place in Lewisham, and she's had this sort of relationship with the foxes that have come to her space during lockdown. And Eliza's relationship has been with food during lockdown. So foxes are scavenging for food, and they're always, you see them out on the street. So they sort of had this nice little conversation that has come out of foxes and food. And these paintings, which, what I love about them is the elements of collage and the collage through the film. So it's, the use of colour is just really intense.
So they have done this in 5 weeks.
They've done it. They've got this show together.
But
so
I mean, the work has been done in 5 weeks.
The work has been done.
Oh my God.
Do you get what I mean? As in, the ideas have been there, but the physical making, editing, painting, collaging.
Well, it's good because,
I love that. I love that. It's about
they are
sort
just
of
coming from the uni.
Yeah.
So then, I love deadlines too. When you have a deadline, it's like you know that you have to finish your work.
Yeah.
So that is really good too. So in that way, to put all together, that you have
sometimes it's interesting. For me, any of the work I've done in the last 7 years has been really quite spontaneous, because I've had, finding the time to make work when you're doing other things. And to be honest, some of the best work has come out of me quite quickly, rather than I've messed around sort of playing about with stuff for years. I think, you work in photography, you have to deal with technology, man. Do you get what I mean? Dealing with objects and dealing with paint it's the same sort of emotion, but it's the physicalness of it is different.
It's different, but I think I mean that you need to ask, for example, Eliza about the video. It's like it depends of what is the subject that you want to work. I do a lot of research before I work, and it's like, so then it took me more time, really, what is the...
But I love that, but it's interesting, isn't it, how you can have that, that feeling as artists, where you sort of go, who knew we'd be talking about ourselves as artists this evening?
This is not about us.
Of course it's about us. It's all about us, Gabriel. The Spaniard and the Londoner, We're missing our Latvian. We're missing our lovely Latvian Constantine. He's not very well, but he's going to be working on the editing this evening. But yeah, speaking about us and the difference between the way me and you work.
You work more. Yeah.
I love that. That's what makes.
Well, I mean, it depends how you work. I think that it's good that they are out of the university now, and then they will realize how they work. I remember I did my work after university. I still struggling with that work, and now I am doing collage with that work, with that photos. But I still need time to research for example, with the collage. I see with collage here, it's like, I don't know, I would like to ask her, how she
should be about for the 4 days,
how
both the artists.
Yeah, because we have seen the video, but then we continue with the video. Where are you going?
Yeah, so we're turning round.
The video, as we say, is a collage of food and a lot of different films that look quite amazing. I would like to know which is the list of the films that she's been using for this collage of image, because I love it, and the colors too. I imagine that she has been touching a bit the colors of the film, because you can see the food really a bit red.
Well, one of the issues that they had in installation, when you work as collaborators and you have something that binds you, but your practices of painting, which needs good lighting, and then film, which is, a lot of the time you'd like it sort of darker. So there was a lot of sort of moving around and playing with the projection, playing with the lighting to best light the paintings, but also not interfere. And because of the way that she's chose to install it, because of the way she's chosen to project it, it feels the light doesn't matter so much.
It's like you are eating in the table. It's like this is the meaning. She's projecting in the table. It's really colorful. No, all the time, but I imagine that she has touched a bit the colors, because you can see the red a lot. Because then you can see the red cuts. So, I think that is a relation between the video and
it's
the
really nice, because I was here for installation.
They are cuts. Because you say foxes, but I saw that fox in white.
See.
So I think that
it's got narrative. She's the whole thing.
Or can be foxes. I don't know.
Well, no, it's foxes. But to me, the painting that I have bought, or I would like to buy, if she doesn't get a better offer during the course of the next 4 days, I'd really hope she does, because that would be amazing for her as a young artist. I see this, and the reason why I love it is, and I said this to her, I said, it's because I can see cats, and I've got a cat, and me and Jodie love our cats, and I can see the River Thames, and the colours, this colour palette is like my wet dream colour palette.
Yeah, it's true, it's the River Thames.
So you've got the Thames, and you've got our cat Cheddar, who's out and about, do you get what I mean? And when I said that to Emma, I said, I see cats, she said, it's all animals, it's just... for her, she's used foxes, but people see dogs. The different ones look like different things. And there's the egg mice here. There's the egg little characters that are eggs, which feed into the eggs into
the video.
Eliza's video. And it's her, this is Emma, so it's all quite self-portrayal of her story of the fight with the fox. And my cat Cheddar got bitten by a fox during lockdown, a street fox, and we had to take him to the Blue Cross. Our cat Cheddar.
Really?
Yeah. So this, you know,
they attack each other because I have.
Well, I think they probably attacked. They had a fight. He got a bite and it all got infected, and we had to get antibiotics and
because
stuff.
In my garden I have I used to have a lot of fox, not in my garden, in the garden below.
I've seen it.
You see that this kind of it was a house there, but in the Second World War it looks like was destroyed. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I don't know what it is. It's an empty space there, just beside my house.
Yeah.
So then, one of our neighbors, JJ, he's 94 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Is he a character?
Yeah, he's a character.
Because you got into sitting out your front, didn't you, during lockdown?
Exactly. My lockdown, I was in the garden, in the entrance. Well, the garden.
Of course.
This kind of entrance that you see that we put 2 chairs and a table, and was our garden because, you know, it's a Victorian house. We don't have the garden. We have the maisonette and the upper flat, and the garden is my neighbor. He has the big garden. Anyway, so JJ used to give food to the foxes.
See.
And so,
Very controversial.
But we used to see the foxes a lot before, and now I don't know why he stopped it, because you can ask him, but I don't think that you get any sense of what he's saying.
I hope no one understands. Mind you, no one understands me and you now.
Well, imagine,
do you get what I mean? Imagine when we're 94, if you're making
would be
that
a mix between
fun.
Spanish, English, Catalan.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I learn another language, because Italian I'm forgetting. But yeah. So yeah, and it's really, you know, you still see.
Do you think he stopped feeding them because someone maybe made a complaint?
It's
because
possible.
People do that.
Yeah,
because we're really torn, aren't we, between that? Our city foxes now, they've sort of come into the city. And I love seeing them. And, you know, I've got a friend who's in Greenwich, and she had one sort of nested under a shed. And she sent some great videos of her and the babies. But when Cheddar got in a fight, and it was pretty obvious, Talia, who's our neighbour, had heard him, and she'd looked out and they'd seen a fox.
Yeah.
And he got infected. I sort of hated the fox, obviously, because he's attacked my cat, you know. But
for me as a Spaniard, the foxes are really amazing, because we don't have foxes in the city.
No.
You know.
But do you destroy your countryside the way that
No, we have foxes in the countryside.
Yeah, but the reason why the foxes have come to the city is because the countryside doesn't sort of supply for them anymore, because our countryside has been taken over by agriculture. You know, a lot of it. So that's what's pushed the fox
to go to the city.
Into the cities, you know, like most sort of wildlife.
But for me, the first experience with a fox, now that we are talking about foxes, was quite amazing.
And this isn't some kind of description of a gay man, is it? Because I know we have bears.
No.
Do we have foxes?
No, we are not talking about. No, we don't have any kind of.
Do you not have a fox?
No.
Not a little, because Foxy's quite.
No.
You don't have a fox. What would describe a fox?
No, we don't have a fox.
We don't have a fox. Okay, maybe we should decide who's a fox.
Well, you can. Yeah, you can make up. I am a goat.
You're a goat. See, I'd say you're more foxy than goaty.
Well, goat because my legs are hairy legs. Let's go with this. That doesn't exist
It's
either.
so
but
funny.
Just make it up.
Here we go.
But my first experience with a fox was when my first winter or summer, the first time that I was living here, 2006.
And where was you?
Rainbow School Park. My God.
Sorry?
Rainbow School Park.
Ravens Court.
I still did. I can't pronounce that.
Ravens Court.
Rainbow's Court.
Raven.
Raven.
Ravens Court.
Raven's Court.
That's better.
That's better.
Park.
Leave it in there. Park.
Yeah.
So I was walking to my house, and then I saw a fox in the other side of the street. And I kind of panicked because, you know, we are not used to foxes in a space. We don't know. No, I don't panic now. I know that the poor of them, they are more scared,
Of you.
you know, of you. So, But in that moment, I was like,
Have to go.
I kind of stopped, and the fox stopped and started to look at me. The foxy, I don't know. I was kind of, okay. And then I walk again, and the fox is there's a wall. And I was like, oh my God. And then I started to kind of, running a bit, and the fox went to the park. I was like, oh. But, and then, then I realized that they are more scared.
I remember, I can't remember my first experience of seeing a city fox, but it was definitely in my adult life.
Really?
We didn't have, I was born 1970. Someone could write in or listen to this and go, no, you're wrong, they were everywhere. But they weren't. I'd sort of, I grew up on sort of the council estates round in Pimlico. And there's no way they were there in the 70s. It's only been, I'd say, in the last 30 years that the city foxes have really become everyday things, as in no one really freaks out anymore.
Yeah, no. They are really normal.
It's new enough that we're all still a bit fascinated by them. So that's how new it is. If I'd been seeing foxes in the city since I was a kid, I wouldn't be that fazed by them now.
Back to the topic, sponsored by Cave.
Back to the topic, sponsored by Cave.
Back to the topic, it's sponsored by...
Sorry.
Foxes and squirrels.
Oh, squirrels are
For example,
interesting.
Spanish people, when they come to London, they have like shock.
About seeing squirrels
they
in
go
the
to
park.
Green Park or Hyde Park
St.
and
James's, they come
and you
and
see
eat out
kind
your
of a lot of
hands,
squirrels, and I have a story for that.
Ooh.
I used to have one.
You had a squirrel.
Taxidermia.
Oh right.
In the entrance of my house.
You had a taxidermy squirrel. Was it a red squirrel or a grey
A red
squirrel?
one. Was quite
Not a red one. These look a bit like red squirrels
Was
as well, don't
creepy.
Of course it was creepy.
And then the most creepy thing was like I asked my parents, can I use this squirrel for a cabaret that they was doing a play, a cabaret play. So I took the squirrel and then
A cabaret.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know what is the squirrel. I think that they are happy too. I
think it's quite funny. Supposedly, the red squirrels were native to England. The red squirrels, they were native to here, all over. But I don't know the story, the true history. But supposedly the grey squirrel got brought here and just wiped out the red squirrel in years, but a very short amount of years. So now there's this big old. But squirrels are. It was weird. I had a dog. Munch. And I didn't want to throw a ball for it when he was a puppy. I'm going back 20 odd years. Yeah, 20. Jodie's 20, so 25 years. I had no interest in throwing a ball for him in the park. So I used to just get him to Battersea Park and I'd go, Munch, where's the squirrels? And he used to run. And that's what he done. For 17 years, Munch chased squirrels. Occasionally caught a few.
Back to the topic. This one, it reminds me a bit of Toulouse. Toulouse-Lautrec. No, Van Gogh, mostly. The
Yeah. I suppose, because of the...
Sorry, Van Gogh. I don't know why you say Toulouse-Lautrec, because they are French.
Yeah. Well, it would be interesting to ask Emma where her
has that
inspiration and influence,
Mostly because
they become a bit more graphic as you go round with their use of...
Well, mostly because the bed, is the bed in
Is
the
there
way.
collage? Sorry, I'm walking away.
Yeah, go walk away and let me know.
There's not as much collage.
No, in that one doesn't look collage.
There's only
That
the one piece here.
The X is the collage.
The
The
X.
rest is
of
like.
it is all painting and drawing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the marks and stuff.
But it reminds me a lot of that.
I was here for installation. I was so drawn to this one because it related to a narrative in my own life. And I was so drawn to that one that I didn't give the other three any, but I'm.
Well, I think this one, the one that you choose, is more collage.
It is more collage,
because
isn't it?
all the buildings and the cars are collage, but then the rest is painting, the footsteps, the river. It's kind of painted. And this one, I really like the textures.
I think
this one, that is a kind of first is landscape that we have two that there are
And
portraits.
added the plastic, this use of the plastic on it.
textile is really strong.
But also Emma described, and she said up there is where the fox gets run over, his friend. The friend's
right.
playing. She has a whole narrative that, you know, it's sort of starting from the Van Gogh all the way through to the Rauschenberg.
www.cavepimlico.co.uk.
Retake the whole lot.